Welcome back to episode 7 of the Minecraft Survival World, and this episode I really want to focus on a 4-chunk pit hole. It kind of feels like a very scuffed and mini coliseum at the moment, and we've got it down to Y level 50, so progress has been made. However, that had come to a standstill. We've been pretty busy with other things. I mean, for one, we got a trade hall with all of the villagers we need, which I still need to probably use to build up our emerald supply. We are poor at the moment. And when I say all the villagers we need, I don't quite mean that, because we still have all these empty spaces for librarians, but we can get to that. We also worked on the temporary and makeshift villager breeder, which doubles as a scuffed and manual iron farm. We also spent a ton of time breeding thousands of sheep and cows, to the point that the game was becoming unplayable, but that's more like a forgotten memory now. This is all we have to show for it. And of course we spent the last 2 episodes designing this mob spawner platform and the mob spawner itself, for all of our early game XP needs, as well as a copper golem storage sorting system, which has been working remarkably well, surprisingly. And because of that, we've neglected the hole that was supposed to be becoming our base. So for anyone worried, fear not, it is still going to become... Fear not, it is still becoming our base. It's just that I needed to take a break away from the hole to focus on some game progression, because we are still in the very early stages of the game. So for this episode, I'm going to really try and deepen this hole by quite a bit, at least double what it is at the moment. Make some real progress, because like what we've done with the trade hall, where it's on its own layer within the hole, I want to add other layers to our 4-chunk base, because at the moment it's not really a base, it's more of a trade hall, and I want the trade hall to be encompassed within the base as a whole. Now, unlike my axe and my pickaxe that both have mending, my shovel doesn't. Fortunately, when I was leveling up the toolsmith to get into master level, I did buy more than 1 diamond shovel, so there's that one back into the chest, and we have a couple more spare with efficiency 2. Not exactly the best enchant, but it should do for what we need to do this episode, or at least serve us for the time being. In fact, you know what? Seeing as it's a full durability shovel, and I have 35 levels, why not pay another visit to the weaponsmith? Not to see him, of course, but to see his grindstone. Disenchant the diamond shovel, take some lapis, head over to the enchanting table, shove the shovel in with the lapis. What do we get? Efficiency 4 and silk touch, double as good. And what in all names psychopathic is going on there? That guy's crazy, he's trying to kill his llama. All I can say is not on my watch. I'll save the llama, depending of course on what trades he has. Okay, yeah, nothing good. There we go, I saved 1 llama but killed the other. Not all heroes wear capes, but they do have a diamond sword. Anyway, with episode introductions out of the way, I might as well get on with making progress within the hole. And so I'm going to do what I did with the spruce trees, the dark oak trees and the birch trees when I went harvesting them for resources last episode. Or the spruce trees were the episode before, I believe. And that is to use up the full durability of my diamond pickaxe, all 1561 durability points, or well, not quite. I'm going to leave 1 spare, so 1560 durability points, which will end up being a lot higher because we have Unbreaking 3. And then once that's done, I'm going to check in and show you the progress we've made on the hole. So keep in mind what the place looks like now and the depth of the hole, because this is going to change drastically, I'm sure, once we use up this diamond pickaxe worth of durability. Although even if you don't remember, it doesn't matter, because you can rewind the video by a few seconds, but it'd be interesting. So I'm going to check in with you again once we've reached that point. You know what? And you. Much better. A weight has lifted off of my shoulders. One point of durability remaining, just like I said, and I'm fairly proud of this number. And what has that done for us? Well, it's not really made a noticeable difference. I mean, I can't imagine any of you are thinking, wow, it looks so much different than it did before. I mean, we are at a low Y level, we're now at Y level 44, so we have come down 6 blocks worth of Y level, which is definitely a big jump in the right direction. I do think we would have done more if, I won't do it because my pickaxe is on the point of breaking, but if we didn't have these staircases to contend with, oh, crikey, I didn't realise I hadn't finished this one up here. Yeah, that needs mining back a block. But if I didn't have these 4 staircases to contend with, which, by the way, every time I go down one Y level, are getting longer and longer, and more blocks need to be removed, then I think we would have made it a bit further down. I mean, we would have made it a bit further down. I know some of you in the comments have suggested I wrap the staircase around the 4-chunk hole rather than just do straight lines, because it's going to be huge, and some of you are worried it's not going to look very good. However, I respectfully disagree. I've got some plans in mind for where I want these staircases to go, and although it's going to be over the top and slightly mega in their design, I think the end result when we eventually get there is going to look really cool, and there's going to be so much work put in, because being at the bottom of the world, I imagine these staircases are going to go halfway through the ocean, but it's going to look incredibly cool by the time we finish, and there are a lot of things I plan to do to this 4-chunk hole. I mean, this 4-chunk hole is going to be a completely different place in, let's say, I don't know, a few months' time. From up top, I'd say it's a little bit more noticeable how deep the hole is. I imagine if I fell from here, I'd probably die, which I am very interested in trying out. But before I do that, and I am going to try it out, despite having 32 levels I'm going to lose, I figure I might as well make use of the last 31 emeralds I have by visiting the master level toolsmith we have, and buying, wow, 29 emeralds. We just about can afford it. Buying another diamond pickaxe. For what reason? Well, I'm going to disenchant the thing, so you can probably see where this is going. Make sure it's not my actual efficiency 4 I'm breaking through mending diamond pickaxe. It's not. And then over at the enchanting table, enchant the thing. Now, before I click on it, what I'm hoping to get is another efficiency 4, and silk touch would be amazing, or fortune 3. That would also be incredible. That way I could combine it with this diamond pickaxe for a full OP diamond pickaxe. Let's see what we get. Silk touch. That's a good sign already. If we get silk touch and efficiency 4, I'll be a very happy man. I'm breaking 3. You know what? It's not the end of the world, and I will still combine them. There we go. We'll do it this way. So we get a silk touch, efficiency 4, I'm breaking 3, mending diamond pickaxe. I'll take it, and it's full durability again. And with 8 levels remaining, I feel a bit better about testing whether or not I die when falling into the hole. By the way, I've got full diamond gear. Well, that's a resounding yes. Good thing it's not a hardcore world, right? That's not as bad as I thought. I only lost 3 levels in the process. I'm back up to level 5. And so now, with a fully repaired diamond pickaxe, the show can continue. And again, I'm going to be doing the same as I did before, continuing to mine until my 1005, you know what, until my pickaxe has reached 1 durability point remaining. Once that's happened, we're checking again, and I will update you about how low we've got with the 4-chunk hole. I know it's not the most exciting of content, but it is work we have to do. And I feel work that will pay off in time. Progress update. Again, I'm back to 1 durability on my diamond pickaxe, and we have made another 4 blocks of difference. We're now at Y level 40, and honestly, I still can't notice the difference. Maybe you guys can watching, but me being in the area, I don't see anything. It's kind of like going to the gym or losing weight. You get so used to looking at yourself every day that you don't notice a difference until you look back at old photos, and I guess it's like one of those situations I'm in. I cannot notice a difference. The only thing I can notice is this staircase here, which you might be thinking, why on earth have I got this? But this was actually our original staircase from up top here by our crop farm that heads down to our mining hub. If I can get down there. There we go. Here's our original mining hub that we came down to on episode 1. I want to say, yeah, episode 1, because we did the amethyst geode, didn't we? Oh, we still got all these buckets of axolotls I haven't done anything with. In fact, there's quite a few materials down here that need transporting. Oh, yeah, we'll put that off until I do my storage system. Yeah, the staircases, as you can see, are getting a lot longer, and coming up here, it's gotten to the point where this staircase over here is now bordering onto our crop farm, and as this gets longer and longer, we will have to take out part of the sugarcane, which honestly I'm not that fussed about, because looking through the chest, I've got a ton of sugarcane littered across. I have got more. There we go, there's a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, there's the odd stack here and there littered across places. I may need to do some more harvesting of that. I've also put the potatoes back in to grow, as well as the carrots. If you remember from when we did the villager trade haul, I traded basically the majority of the carrots and the potatoes away, leaving only a stack of each. So now I'm trying to replenish numbers because I want to make sure all of my villagers are traded up to melon and pumpkin level, because we have access to both melons and pumpkins. I want to get them planted. They're going to be the real profit bringer at this point in time. In fact, why don't I check them out now? Okay, we can do pumpkins and melons with that one. We can do pumpkins and melons with that one. We can do pumpkins and melons with that one. We can do 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 pumpkins and melons with that one. We can do pumpkins and melons with that one. We can do pumpkins with that one, pumpkins with that one, pumpkins and melons with that one, pumpkins and melons with that one, melons with that one, pumpkins and melons with that one. I will be able to do melons with this one once I pay for these, and pumpkins with that one. So actually, when I think about it, I can take out that crop field. But before we do that, I do want to point out we are now getting raw stone. So none of this smelting cobblestone in furnaces anymore to get the stone. We can now have unfiltered access to it with the help of our Silk Touch diamond pick. Really good stuff. We're also getting the iron ore and copper ore and other ore blocks in their raw ore forms. The only part of me that doesn't like that is that when we mine things like coal and lapis, we're not getting XP back, so we can't replenish our pickaxe with XP. But it doesn't matter. Not when I have access to infinite XP via the death of innocent mobs. Okay, come on, let's be real, they're not actually innocent. What do you think you're doing under there? Can't get out of work under there. Come on, get back to it. Yeah, that's right, you tell him. You tell him, buddy. Don't ever stop again. With having established we no longer need these crops planted, but instead can get melons and pumpkins put in so we can trade them with the villagers, as I'm just going to repeat myself as we've established, I might as well take these crops out so that I can make some space for them. And if memory serves me well, I'm pretty sure they grow quicker if you plant them next to each other. So rather than having just melons in one section of the crop farm and then pumpkins in the other, I'm going to have an alternating pattern of melons and pumpkins. I did think about getting bones from the mob farm and converting them into bone meal in order to fast track the crop's growth, but I'm not actually in a rush for melons and pumpkins, and I figure if we're going to be spending more time down here in the hole, going deeper into the earth, getting my pickaxe down to 1 durability point, enough time is probably going to pass that most of the melons and pumpkins that we've just planted will grow by the time we do the next progress update. So we'll do another little check-in on that, and we'll be able to see how many of them have grown, expand the farm. I expect to probably take out some more wheat, so I will see you again in a few seconds. Okay, update time. Again, we are back down to 1 durability on my pickaxe. It's almost a talent in itself at this point, I'd say. Getting it down to this sort of level without breaking it. And anticlimactically, the hole looks the same as it was last time. However, that's because I've been working more on the staircases, lowering them rather than working on the hole itself. So if we come down here, as you can see, I've been working on each of them, and that's mainly, well, it's really only for the reason that I just want to work on the hole and not the staircases. Every time I remove a layer or two, I then have to push back the staircase a layer or two, and I'd rather just work on either the staircases or the hole. It's just a preference in the method I decide to excavate this place. It's no difference whether or not I do the stairs or this or both at the same time. It really doesn't matter. But that's why there hasn't been much change to the hole, because I've been focusing on the staircases. The crops, on the other hand, I haven't harvested whatsoever. So what you're seeing here is all of the pumpkins and melons we harvested last time. And with an efficiency 5 axe, we can insta-break the pumpkins and melons. Really, really handy. Otherwise, it would have been a massive pain when it came to harvest them. Not so much at the moment when we don't have so many, but when we have rows and rows of pumpkins and melons scattered across the entirety of the crop farm, it's going to add up and it's going to take a lot of time. We want that insta-break action. At the moment, we have a disproportionate amount of pumpkins against the melons we have, but now we have plenty of melon seeds to be going on with. I feel like I should show you the staircase staircase that I showed you last time was bordering on the edge of the crop farm. It's now made its way into the sugarcane farm, and I've had to push the sugarcane farm backwards to accommodate for the new staircase, or for the rapidly growing, expanding staircase, should I say. That still needs work doing to it. I still need to lower it by a few blocks. If I come down here to the bottom, I might have to crouch. Yeah, as you can see, it's, I don't know what, 8, 9, 10 blocks down. So this is going to need to be pushed back like 8, 9, 10 blocks. So it will probably end up being around here. It extends out to. Currently, obviously, as we keep going deeper, it's going to go out. I keep saying that all the time, don't I? I mean, we haven't even reached deep slate levels yet, and already this place is pretty deep. But now we're at the point where we just head through the motions, which is to head up to the mob spawner, using said mob spawner for that juicy XP, taking my pickaxe from 0 back to hero. I've got to say, killing a handful of mobs at once has got to be one of the most satisfying experiences in Minecraft. And the copper chests are aging nicely. This is going to be fully green soon, turquoise, whatever colour it becomes. The copper golems, however, they're doing pretty well. Someone said they were going to stop, but I'm testing out a theory. And I don't know much about copper golems, so I might just be chatting into the wind, but the chests I created these guys on I destroyed pretty much straight away, so I'm hoping they just continue to move. I mean, this guy down here is aged, but that's not since becoming a copper golem. That's because the block I made him on was already aged. But they don't seem to be showing any signs of stopping. I drive a tight ship and I'm not going to let these guys stop for anything. Okay, I think for the next update it's going to be slightly different than what I've been doing. I'm not going to stop when my pickaxe's durability gets down to 1 point. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going until I feel this hole is at a deep enough level that we don't have to spend time lowering it down to the bottom of the world for a good few episodes at least, because there's still quite a lot of game progression I want to do, but I'm not going to be able to do until the hole is deeper, hence why I've been doing this in the first place, this episode that is. However, that progression doesn't require us to go all the way to the bottom of the world at the moment. We will get there and we'll get there in time, but right now, right at this moment, it's an unnecessary task. I'm just going to lower it enough that we can add a few more floors alongside the trade hall. For instance, I want to go to the nether, so I want to have its own nether layer. I want to sort out my storage, so I need a storage layer. I'd like to have an underground melon and pumpkin farm ideally, rather than what it is on the surface, so I want to have that down there. I want to have auto smelters set up, an auto composting system set up, so that will be another layer. You know, I've got a lot of ideas for different layers and different categories I want to have the whole organised into, but that doesn't require me, like I just said, going all the way to the bottom of the world just yet. So I'm going to focus on what I feel happy about doing at the moment. I will check in on you. I'm also going to be harvesting and replanting the melons and pumpkins. Don't worry, I won't be trading with the villagers off camera. I'll do that on camera, but I will save up the melons and pumpkins we gather over at the crop farm for when that time comes, which will be this episode. It will just be later in the episode. Well, maybe not as late as I think actually, because while it will be for me because I've got a lot of work ahead of myself, for you guys it's just going to be skipped ahead because I'm not going to force you to sit and watch hours of mining content. Although I know some of you have expressed that that would be fine and you would be happy doing that. I'm not going to yet. Keyword being yet. I am swinging straight back into things, this time not with a 1 point durability diamond pickaxe, but with a fully repaired one and a fully repaired diamond axe. I thought I'd buck the trend and do something slightly different this time, in that I have fully repaired tools. That's not that much different, is it? But it's because we've just finished up another session at the mob spawner after having digging out our hole, which you can see up here from the mob spawner are clouds in the way. Maybe I can sort of sneak this side of the fence. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, the clouds are moving and there's our hole. Let me zoom in for you. There we go, there's our hole. You can't see the depth of it at all because of the perspective we're at, but you can see the staircases we've worked on and it's starting to look a little bit more oppressive from afar. You can also see our pumpkins and melons have grown, but I'm starting to go on a tangent. Let's not get distracted, one thing at a time. And the first thing I want to talk about is I was wrong about the golems. There I was thinking, oh yeah, I found some sort of loophole, some sort of trick into not having them age. Why did I think I knew better than some of you guys commenting? Of course they're aging. So we got this guy who's aging, these guys, this guy's looking particularly old, these guys who are continuously getting stuck under here, butting heads with each other. So it seems like yes, they are going to freeze at some point. They are getting old. Their limbs, their bones, their vitals, they're all going to freeze up at some point. Our copper chests have completely aged. I like the look of them. I think it suits the build. And the golems are still organising things slowly. We're starting to get a build up of materials, all organised of course. This one, and we've got a few more music discs. I found that I might as well see, and as these golems are here, if I take out these blocks right here, push them away, the music discs that I thought was kind of risky to get are not actually that difficult. All I've got to do is stand here, wait for a skeleton to see me, Yeah, I can hear arrows going in there. And creepers should die. I see creepers dying. And we should, let me just have a look in here. There we go, music disc. It's a really, and another music disc, and another music disc. Have we got anything else in the other chests? Yeah, another 2. It's actually a really easy and effective way of getting music discs. I've never had the mob spawner up this far. Usually it's lowered by 1 block, so I'm never really in this position because creepers can normally pathfind to me and blow up on me. Being at this vantage point where skeletons can still see me and try to kill me is new to me without creepers being able to kill me. I think I might leave these tiles out for the time being, seeing as I don't want these guys to get stuck again. I'll just put them into... Yeah, the discs can go in there as well. We're definitely going to need a jukebox at some point, and what a shot that was by the skeleton. Don't call me one-eye juice for nothing. You might have noticed I've got 8 pale oak saplings in my inventory alongside 8 new saplings, jungle saplings. Now, while I was here putting in a session at the mob spawner, I did get a wandering trader come up, and I didn't want to set up my microphone again. I was just enjoying playing off camera, but I thought, you know what, I do want these saplings that showed up. So while I did say, okay, I'm not going to do any trading off camera, I can at least hit up OBS, start pressing record and that. I don't need to have a microphone. And so I did do some trading, but in my defense, I did film it. I did record it, so you can still see it on your screen. I'd grabbed some of the pumpkins we'd collected and just traded with the farmers. Got a handful of emeralds, a pretty nice amount to be fair. Then came back up to the mob spawner and bought all of his pale oak saplings, 8 of them, and then all of his jungle saplings, 8 of them. And those are the ones we have in our inventory right now. Now, as far as our 4-chunk hole goes, I think this time we can safely say it is extremely noticeable how much deeper this hole is now. We're now down at Y level 24, and our staircase from before to the mines almost extends across the entire hole. That's how much deeper we are. We're now on the same level as the foot of each of the 4 staircases, which is cool, and the hole is starting to border into some nearby cave systems, which I had to light up because they were flooded with mobs and they kept coming out to try and kill me. Try being the key word, because there's no way they could actually kill me, not in my current state, and we're only going to get stronger from here. Here's another vantage point of the hole, this time from up top, the same position as we've been in earlier, except for last time we'd been questioning whether or not it was a fatal drop. I think we can all now clearly see this is fatal levels of drop. Although, having said that, I don't know what it would be like if I had Feather Falling 4. That would be interesting to try. It's not all positive news. The storage is getting completely out of hand. I have chests upon chests full of, well, random assortments of stuff and half-filled chests, and yeah, we are going to have to do something about this at some point, but that's for another episode. Also, the pumpkins and melons, like I said, I was going to be doing regular harvests. We have quite a few pumpkins and melons here, quite a few pumpkins and melons here, and quite a few more pumpkins and melons here. Definitely enough for us to make a sizable profit. Talking of which, the farm itself is successfully in the alternating patterns of melons, pumpkins, melons, pumpkins, melons, pumpkins, as you'd seen from up there at the mob spawner looking down here. The only lane that isn't like that is this one, where only half of it is alternating and the other side is just simply pumpkins. I guess I must have forgotten that I'd put pumpkins in, and then I figured I'd put melons in and just planted more pumpkins. Oh well, it's not really the end of the world. Pumpkins or melons, I will be making a lot of money. Which, before I move on to, I thought maybe some statistics would be interesting. You know, stone has now been mined 64,606 times. That's pretty insane. We're only on episode 7 as well. Wheat seeds, you can see, is the next at 20,602. Deep slate, that was from an earlier episode. We haven't mined any deep slate this episode. But yeah, you can see some of the birch logs and spruce logs up here, 12,000, 10,000 respectively. Pumpkins are now creeping up at the 6,000 mark. Melons down at 5.2k. There's some interesting statistics to look at, but I know you're not here for statistics. You're here to watch me make a lot of money, which I'll be honest is an amazing feeling, being able to trade with these guys. They love their crops and I love their money. It's a win-win situation. Great relationship we have going on. And that was a quick session and a pretty good session. 4.5 stacks of emeralds just like that. Enough to buy not just 1 but 2 mending books. A diamond sword doesn't have mending, and neither does a diamond shovel. Talking of which, I took one of our washed up efficiency 2 diamond shovels down to our favourite villager, the weaponsmith. Again for his grindstone, so we can disenchant the thing. You already know what's coming, I don't even have to say it, but I am going to say it because that's how this commentary malarkey works. And re-enchanting the thing overly, enchanting table got us Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4 and Fortune 3. That is an amazing shovel. Not only that, but I can put Mending onto the thing, but I wasn't going to. The plan was actually to combine it with my diamond shovel that has Efficiency 4, but I can't because it has Silk Touch and the new one has Fortune 3. That is a damn shame. That is a right old shame. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take our other diamond shovel with Efficiency 2 over to the weaponsmith like with the last one, again to use this grindstone, disenchant the thing, and then re-enchant the thing, hoping we get a shovel we can combine with one of the other two, which we should, seeing as we have a Fortune 1 and a Silk Touch 1. And it's an Efficiency 4 one, that's a good sign already. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, that is exactly what we wanted. And now I have to decide whether I want a Fortune 3 diamond shovel or a Silk Touch diamond shovel. And after giving it some consideration, I decided I wanted a Silk Touch one. So combining my mostly used up diamond shovel with my brand new one, we're getting a Silk Touch Efficiency 5 Unbreaking 3 diamond shovel. And that's not even the end of it, because now we're going to put Mending on for an enchantment cost of only 3. And we have a fully OP diamond shovel with Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, and of course the newest enchantment, Mending. And of course that's not it. We did get a second Mending book, which I'm just going to slap onto the diamond sword. It's not an OP diamond sword, but it will do for now. It's got fire aspect 2, it's got sharpness 3, and Mending will just take care of itself. But that's going to be it for this episode for me. I know it's not been a very exciting episode, but I feel like we have made quite a bit of progress, despite mostly consisting of nothing but mining. I am incredibly happy now with the melons and pumpkins now set up. Now we can use them for a very easy source of emeralds. And now that this hole is much deeper, we'll be able to make a lot more progression in the realms of our base. But like I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Alright, bye.